The country's going crazy. In movie terms, when you started school, the country was an inspiring, uplifting drama. You're graduating into a tragic, dumbass comedy.
Oh dear, that was Dennis. That was actor Robert De Niro. The commencement speech there at Brown University. He says the country's degenerated into a comedy. Dennis Miller is with us. Is this one of the reasons why you tune things out these days, Dennis?
It sure is. Ironically, I never thought it would come around to this full circle. When I hear Robert De Niro begin to speak now, I turn my back to him and look over my shoulder and say, "You talking to me? You talking to me?"
Yeah, right. I remember that.
That's where it's come to with Robert De Niro. Listen, I don't find it to be a tragic comedy, as he says. I find it to be more tragic, and I think that's what he means, too. I think they try to leaven the accusation sometime by saying that it's a tragic comedy. I just think it's a bit of a tragedy, and when I watch people like him, I hear you get angry sometimes when you play these things and you say, "I don't care. I don't care what you say, Robert De Niro," and it makes me angry. But I'm to the point now, Stuart, where I don't care. Simply, I don't care. I have trained myself out of caring about this sort of sturm and drang. It's hard, but it's doable. You should start with the NFL. The NFL's gotten weird over the last 5 years. It's anything but a sport now. You tune out there. Now, it took me a couple years, but now I don't even order it anymore. I use Robert De Niro's bleatings as a reverse mantra. I don't listen, I don't listen, I don't listen. I begin to stray mentally, and I begin to hear him. And just as the Maharishi said, I use a gentle manner to bring myself back to not listening to him. I practice my mindfulness through people like his mindlessness. I don't want to hear it every day. I can't live my life like that. And if you participate in it by being the receptor on that constant anger, hate, rage, then you're culpable. I'm not as culpable anymore. I'm not perfect. It's hard to drum yourself out of it completely, but I just don't listen every day. Well, you know, Barack Obama was not my cup of tea, but I didn't spend every day of 8 years wishing him ill. You know, you live your life.
Yeah. One more for you, Dennis, and I'm sure you're aware of this. Comedian Adam Carolla is working on a documentary. It's called No Safe Spaces. It bashes the PC movement in colleges. I want to play our audience a quick teaser. Roll tape, please.
Our commitment to diversity means that nobody graduates until they think just the right way.
At Utopia University, there are no violent words to hurt me.
I will punch you if you're a fascist.
I'm going to be the next Che Guevara.
We speak out against privilege.
We've checked our privilege.
Welcome to Utopia U.
A wonderful place to learn that everything your parents taught you is wrong.
It's all here at Utopia U, man.
It's not based in reality.
It's based on your reality.
Wait, hold on a second. That campus doesn't really exist, does it? That doesn't even look like parody to me. You could run that after Don Lemon's show on CNN, and it would just play like a commercial.
I think Mr. Carolla is onto something. He's going after the PC movement on colleges, which, frankly, Dennis, really does drive me insane. Do you remember Mario Savio in California, the free speech movement at Berkeley? He started it when students were demonstrating for free speech, and look at it now. I think it's incredible.
Well, listen, first off, I'd have to say I like the pedigree on that project because I think Adam Carolla is the Will Rogers of his generation, and I think Dennis Prager's in there, too. And I can definitely assure you that as far as astute social observers named Dennis, he's the best of them. But I would say that I find it ironic that colleges are now in such lockdown. You know, you realize, Stuart, Jesus Christ could appear on a college campus right now and change water into wine, and he would be frog-walked off by the campus cops because he killed some microorganisms in the wine. We have gone from the greatest generation to the gradingest generation. I got a job out at the local college as a safe space lifeguard. I'm expected to dive in and save the kids when they're drowning in their own BS. And it's funny to me that Kids always said never trust anybody over 30, and now it's never trust anybody over 30 grand. The kids, in an odd way, have become the man. And how can you fault them when you look at the people who are in charge of them? Zuckerberg showing up last week, one of the richest guys in the world, and all it turns out he's like Bernie Sanders with a worse haircut. Then they've got teachers like Bill Ayers on there. Bill Ayers, in his late 70s, remains a man, a ponytail in search of a man. Is there anything more ironic than a revolutionary on a pension? You know, you never saw Zapata at a CVS counter arguing about a Lipitor copay. And then you've got the administrators who are deathly afraid of the kids. I agree with you, Stuart. I think it is absolutely insane, and it's one of the reasons I checked out. When the place that should be the most open-minded launch pad of a census salon turns into a lockdown place where you can get cornered like a Lord of the Flies type situation.
Yeah, indeed.
It's time to check out.
Dennis Miller, everyone. He will be back if he accepts the invitation. Thanks, Dennis. Great stuff. We'll see you again real soon.
Hey, by the way, on that Paul Allen plane now, it's so big they can lose your luggage, and it's still on the plane.
That was good. It took a while to think that one out, but it was good. Dennis Miller, thanks, everybody. Good stuff.